Hi everyone. I am sure for a lot of you it is important to get into IIM for an IPM program after class 12th. Here we have a clear-cut strategy to crack JIPMAT. What you should be doing and what you should not be doing in the last 7 days is what we are going to discuss today. If you have any question with respect to the strategy, about how to approach, any question with respect to JIPMAT, then post your questions, post your queries in the comment section. I will take it up as and when I get to read them. Before that, let's see what you should be doing in the last 7 days while writing your mocks on the day of exam, what should be your strategy and what you should keep in mind. So starting with the strategy, even though the JIPMAT does not have the sectional time limit, I always keep on saying that having a sectional timing in your mind is very important. Otherwise, what will happen? You will keep on attempting your favorite section and then at the end you may end up not spending enough time to solve the remaining question. So let's see what is a good ideal time for each section. If you look at verbal, around 25 to 30 minutes is a good time to attempt 34 questions. Most of the question will be vocabulary, idioms, grammar, which ideally you should not take more than 1 minute per question. And the reading comprehension, probably you will spend on an average 1 minute per question. But ideally speaking, you should be able to complete in max to max 30 minutes. You should not take more than 30 minutes. This is what we have seen from the students who have gotten the admission into IIM Jammu and IIM Bodh Gaya last year. If you look at the DILR section, you should not be spending more than 35 minutes. 30 to 35 minutes is a fair enough time to attempt 33 questions. Similarly, for QA, close to around 60 to 65 minutes for attempting 33 questions, roughly around 2 minutes per question, I think should be fair enough deal. Because there will be some question which will be very straightforward. There are questions which will be very formula based, which you will not be taking so much time. Maybe you will be able to attempt those questions in 30 to 40 seconds, at max a minute. But still, we are giving you 2 minutes per question so that you should be able to attempt everything. Now, if you add everything, even if you add 35 plus 65, that adds up to 100, and this is 130, you have still minimum of 20 minutes left. So close to around 20 to 30 minutes is still left for you, wherein you can go back and attempt those questions which you have not attempted. What does this mean? It means that the JIPMAT paper is nothing but as a high scoring exam, is a high scoring. A lot of students are able to attempt 90, 95, 98. I know few students last year who were able to attempt all 100 questions. So it is definitely high scoring. Your aim, your objective should be to attempt 90 plus question with a score of 340 plus. With a score of 340 plus is a very safe score to get the admission into IIM Jammu as well as IIM Bodh Gaya. And I'm sure you are aware by now that IIM Jammu and IIM Bodh Gaya does not conduct the personal interview round. If they do not conduct any personal interview round, which means scoring as high in the exam is to your advantage so that you don't waste the opportunity of getting the admission. Okay, because you never know what would be the cutoff for a general category, for a EWS, for different category. There are different cutoffs for female student, male student, there are different cutoffs. And hence, if you are in this range of 340 plus, you are ensuring that you will definitely get the admission in Jammu and Bodh Gaya. This is very important. Do not play blind. Take a calculated risk. This is very, very crucial. The reason is very simple here. In JIPMAT, for every question, you will get 4 marks. If you get 4 marks for every question and you get minus 1 mark for every incorrect, which means the negative marking is 1/4. Now, how many options do you have in the JIPMAT exam? You have 4 options. Let's say that you take a calculated guess and you attempt 4 questions where you were confused between, you attempted 4 questions where you are confused between 2 options, you attempted it. Now, out of 4, you will get 2 correct at least if you have taken a calculated guess. Let's go with the logic of probability. There are chances that you may go all wrong and you may also go all right. But with the probability, we can say that you will at least go 2 correct. If you got 2 correct, you will end up getting plus 8 marks, and for the 2 wrong, you will get minus 2 marks, which means you will end up at getting 6 positive marks. And hence taking the calculated risk is important, just not, बोलते हैं कि तुक्का मार दिया. Just don't do that, because I mean, if you bluff, if you just play blind, there are chances that you may go all wrong. Worst case, you may get 1 out of 4 correct. And hence take a calculated risk, very, very important. Probably all those questions where you are not very confident about, what you should be doing is, you should keep them at the end, bookmark those questions, keep them at the end, and try to eliminate the option based on your understanding of the concept and the question, and then try to take a calculated risk. Just don't attempt blindly. Okay. If you move on to the con section, if you move on to the nuances, there will be a lot of questions which will be fundamental question. This paper is set by NTA, and a lot of question will be based on what you have done in your 9th and 10th standard. A lot of question will be very fundamental question, direct formula application, formula based question where you need to just plug in the values from the question and the formula, and you will be able to get it. So make sure that you are thorough with all the formula. You will not have scope to not knowing the formula for a JIPMAT, because one question, I mean, you are not able to attempt that one easy sitter question which is formula based, and you are behind by 4 marks. So let's hope, you don't forget the formula in the exam. Revise the formula, keep on revising it, in next 7 days, probably revise at least once all the QA formula. These are very important topic. However, it does not mean that, it will be asked only from this, okay? There will be questions which will be asked from topics apart from arithmetic, numbers, mensuration, PNC, probability, and very basic geometry, trigonometry. When I say very basic trigonometry, it means very basic, where you have to probably apply the sin square theta plus cos square theta, or maybe the simplification problem that you see in your 10th and 11th standard. It's very basic, very, far easier than what you get in IPMAT Indore. So these are areas which generally JIPMAT test you on. Over last 2 years that we have seen, arithmetic consists of close to 50% of the QA section. Okay, which means you need to know everything in arithmetic, whether it is percentages, profit and loss, SICI, time and work, time speed distance, circular races, linear races, ratio proportion, partnership, everything, small concepts, every topic from arithmetic you should be well versed with. Moving on to verbal, again in verbal you will be tested everything. There will be reading comprehension, there will be question on grammar, vocabulary, speech, figure of speech at times, idioms, phrasal verb. These things, voice, idioms and phrasal verb is the game changer. Because if you look at IPMAT Indore, they will not test you on speech, they will not test you, there will be question very few on phrasal verbs. Right? If you look at Rohtak, again, this is not be tested. Speech is not tested in a lot of exams. A lot of exam does not even test you on idioms and phrasal verb every year. It sometimes appears, it sometimes does not appear. But in JIPMAT, every year you have question on speech, direct to indirect speech, voices, and idioms and phrasal verb. So this is something that you need to focus on while you are attempting your JIPMAT paper. You need to ensure that you're practicing regularly. You have 7 days. Just practice 10-20 questions on a daily basis of voices and phrasal verb. Idioms is something you should know it. You need to know the meaning of it. So I can see some questions here. Okay, let me just finish this and then I'll take your question one by one here. Okay, yeah. So moving on to DILR, they'll be testing everything that comes under the roof of DILR. But just one thing to keep in mind, that data interpretation at times becomes time consuming. So what you should do is probably keep that DI set for the end. When you have last 20-30 minutes left, probably you can come and attempt the DI question. Again, don't take my word literally. If the set is easy, just go and attempt on the spot. If you feel that it is time consuming, it is calculation oriented, then probably you should keep that on hold. Okay, let's look at the next 7 days plan. So I'm sure a lot of you would be waiting for this. So what my recommendation is that, and this is what I had recommended it last year as well to all the aspirants, on 19th, which is today, write one SIMIPMBA JIPMAT paper and analyze the mock. Okay, just do that. Tomorrow, revise all the vocabulary. I'm sure over last 1 year you have read more than 1,000 odd vocabulary words, out of which 300, 200, 300 words are something that you need to keep on revising it on a frequent basis. Revise those vocabulary words so that you don't miss out on a simple sitter vocabulary question. You have analyzed the mock here. Now try to fill the gaps based on your analysis where you need to work upon. Identify those 3-4 areas which you can fill. You can work on 20th, that is tomorrow, and make sure that you are thorough with that question type. Write one more JIPMAT here, do the analysis, revise all the quant formula, and try to fill the gap from the learning that you have from this JIPMAT mock. Friend, here again, you will write sim JIPMAT, and on 24th again you will write the sim JIPMAT. On 25th, a day before the exam, I would suggest not to write any mock. Don't get into maybe if you want to revise vocabulary, if you want to revise some quant formulas, you can do that, but don't otherwise do so much of extensive solving that you are exhausted on the final day. Make sure that on 25th you are ready with the admit card, the hall ticket. Read the hall ticket, read the instruction carefully. If they ask you to click, paste the photograph on the admit card, do that. That you might also have to cross sign it, just do that. Very important is this one. Ensure that you are aware what is the estimated time to reach the venue. So, for example, if your exam is scheduled, if your venue is 8 kilometers apart, okay, from your home, then find the estimated time to reach the venue at the time when you are planning to leave home on the next day. Okay, so don't calculate ETA probably at very late night or very early morning, because there won't be any traffic and you will not get the actual estimate time. And hence, do this calculation so that you don't want to rush on the last moment, and always take 15-20 minute buffer. I would say that if it is half an hour, then probably take 15-20 minute buffer. If it is 1 hour, probably take half an hour of buffer, because on the day of exam, a lot of students would be approaching that venue, and hence it might end up having more traffic as compared to the regular day. Just take care of this, and I think we are good to go. So now let me take the questions that are there. Okay. Fine. How much can I expect in actual exam if I am scoring 290 to 310 marks in IMS mocks? Okay. So what we have seen last year is that our mocks we always keep slightly difficult, not very difficult, probably 5-10% difficult, because I'm sure you are aware that what happened in Rohtak in last 2 years, where the cutoff from 400 plus 409, it came down to 301 marks. So there's a possibility that JIPMAT might increase the level of difficulty, and hence our marks will also be slightly difficult, 5 to 10% difficult, not much. Last year, the student who was scoring in the range of 300 to 320, they actually ended up scoring 330 and 340 odd marks. Okay, some of them were able to score slightly more marks as well. Okay, if you are scoring in the range of, let's say, 270 to 280, 290, consider you would be scoring somewhere in the range of 310 to 320 odd marks. Anywhere close to 300, expect around 320 to 330 odd marks. So that is what your expectation should be on the final day of the exam. I am scoring 320 to 340 in IMS mock. Is this a good? It's an extremely good score, I would say that. Probably you would be in the single digit AIR rank. So, I hope you all the best for the day on the day of the exam, so that you don't goof up and get that good rank. It's a very good score. Okay, admit card has not been released yet, right? Absolutely, admit card has not been released. You should expect the admit card probably on Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, last year I remember the admit card was given 3 days before the examination, so we can wait till then. In this last days, I am not done with my syllabus. So should I write more mocks or complete my syllabus? I would say mix of both. You cannot just write mocks and you cannot just avoid writing mocks. Maybe I have said 4 mocks, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe instead of 4 mocks, you should at least write 3 mocks. On alternate days, write 3 mocks. And on the other alternate days, try to finish the syllabus. What you can also do is, once you write the mock, you can figure out which are the areas where you lack, which are the areas that you need to work upon. So try to complete that part first, because a lot of part which is there in IPMAT Indore will not be tested in JIPMAT. So focus on the area which are relevant for JIPMAT, and that's how you can score more marks in the JIPMAT examination. Sir, some of my syllabus is still pending in my batch. How can I cover that till the end of the week? What you can do is to for all the chapters which are there in your in your courseware, for every chapter the theory, the class exercise and the practice exercise, the video solutions are anyways uploaded. So the important topics for JIPMAT. Just go and watch the class exercise video recording. I am sure a lot of conceptual clarity you will have to solve those questions. Will there be an all rank mock test in this week, Aryan? No, not necessary. We have already conducted one, so there won't be any any all rank mock. There is no AIR mock which will be conducted now. Sir, is a cutoff given in the sim test analysis correct? Can it be considered good score if I clear the cutoff that is given? Absolutely yes. So the cutoff that we give in our sim test is based on our last 2 years analysis of the JIPMAT of the Jammu and Bodh Gaya cutoff. So if you are clearing the cutoff in the sim test, which means you will definitely get a call from at least one of Jammu and Bodh Gaya. So what is the expected ideal score for JIPMAT 2025? Expected ideal score, I would say anything 340 plus should be a good score. And I say good score, okay? But I always keep on saying that don't go by last year or last to last year's paper pattern and NH cutoff, because you never know if the paper becomes too difficult or the paper becomes too easy, the cutoff may go up or down. And hence you should attempt the paper to its merit. I haven't seen in last few years the cutoff of Jammu or Bodh Gaya going less than 290 marks. Some of the students get the scores in the third and the fourth and the fifth list at 290, 289 also. I know a student who got into 292, 290 marks. But to be on a safer side, anything 310, 320 plus is a good score. It's a decent score. 310 plus is a decent score. 340 plus should be considered as a good score. Yeah. What is the expected cutoff this year? I think I answered this question, Shaurya, just now. Yes, so IMS Mock 6, we had slightly made it difficult. We had slightly made it difficult because you never know, like Rohtak last year become difficult, JIPMAT this year might become difficult. So the objective of giving you the mocks of a varying difficulty is that you need to gauge your performance, and by writing the test, and understand that if the paper is difficult, it is going to be difficult for everyone, which means the cutoff will go down. If the cutoff will go down, as you said, the cutoff is 273 and you have scored 300, which means a very good, fantastic score. Scoring 27 marks more than the cutoff is a very good performance. So absolutely, it's a good score. I am preparing for IPMAT, not focusing so much on JIPMAT. That's fine. I'm sure you'll still write JIPMAT for a backup option. For most of the students, IPMAT Indore is the main goal and Rohtang and JIPMAT are the backup option. So, but still give the exam with it full credit, full merit. Okay, and for everyone who are not aware of, so what we have done is we had video recorded the last year actual JIPMAT paper and it is available on the YouTube. The link for each section, DILR, VARC and QA is uploaded, is there marked in the comment section. So my team has already done that. I can just see that. What you can do is you can simply go and revise the PYQ so that you are aware about what type of questions have been asked in JIPMAT in last year and what should be the ideal approach to solve these questions. So should I also give SIM IPMBBA for JIPMAT, or only if you are aiming at JIPMAT, then you should only give SIM JIPMAT and not SIM IPMBBA, because SIM IPMBBA is module wise. It is not covering the full syllabus, okay, and it is slightly easier than JIPMAT, much easier, I would say that. It's just an entry level basic test that we have made for the student who join us way early, okay. So don't write right now. There's no point of writing that test right now. Okay, let me check if I have missed anything. 340, I think admit card has not been released. Last date, syllabus not done. What will be the rank? Syllabus is pending. The cutoff given sim test correct. Yeah. What is the expected ideal score for JIPMAT? Okay, I think I have answered all the questions. So, okay, one more question I got now. Sir, how to access the SIM JIPMAT mock? So, Suchitra, The SIM JIPMAT mock, when you go to the IMS student portal, under the test, you need to go to JIPMAT. When you under the test, when you go to JIPMAT, there will be the JIPMAT mocks that you can see. There will be 7 JIPMAT mocks, so you can explore those, 7 JIPMAT mocks. If you have not taken, I mean, I'm sure you have not taken those right till now. If you have not taken till now, at least write 3 to 4 mocks in the next 7 days to get used to the paper pattern, and you can finalize your strategy for the day. Okay. I think we are done with it, so I don't see any more questions there. So all the best for each one of you who's going to write the JIPMAT examination. See you soon for the next session. Till then, bye bye.